Produce. It's John Terlep's livelihood. So much so, he made the last owner of Paradise Produce promise the business to him once he retired. And for the last 8 years, it's been all his.
This is all I know what to do. I mean, this is how we make our living. This is how I employ 10 employees. This is how we employ, 10 families.
In the hours that Hurricane Ian hung over Fort Myers, Terlep thought of his produce stand. The business he'd been so fond of even before calling it his own. He feared the worst.
They were up to chest high.
When Hurricane Ian hit Fort Myers, it left Terlep's vehicles halfway underwater. In the aftermath of the storm, he had no way to check on his stand. His manager was the first to make it there.
He called me and he was crying and he's just devastated. John, it's gone. Everything's gone.
That manager was eventually able to get Terlep from his home to the produce stand. What he arrived to was a shell of his business. Nearly all his produce washed away.
There's everything from A to Z here. I mean, we had 4 coolers here loaded with avocados and peppers and tomatoes and you name it, we had it.
2 of the business's 4 delivery trucks, all left in front of the stand to block wind, floated off in floodwaters. All 4 completely totaled. The only option?
Start from new and buy new trucks.
Shelves, tables, supplies, now just debris Terlep and his employees will need to clean up. One employee, Craig Makala, says he hadn't expected things to be so bad, just hoped to still have a job to return to.
Expect to come back, do some cleanup, hopefully have some work. So cleanup is work now.
Makala has worked at Paradise for 6 years and has lived in Florida for 10. He says he's never witnessed a hurricane this bad. Still, he's trying to stay optimistic.
It'll all come together. It always does. It's just going to take a long time.
Most of what's left of Paradise Produce is unsalvageable. But the building itself, the same one that's housed the business for over 50 years, still stands.
I know I can do it again. We can do it. If the shell is here, we can do it.
Paradise is already getting visits from regulars hoping to help out by buying produce, but they're not back in business just yet. That will come when the stand is cleaned up and has power.
As long as people are healthy, we can rebuild. That's the main key. And we will. We're strong Floridians. We will.
A new beginning for a Fort Myers staple, Terlep hopes to start the stand's new chapter by the end of the month. In Iona, Macy Goldfarb, WUFT News.